Could we possibly be getting Warhammer 40,000 TV series on Amazon, starring Henry Cavill, the Custodes player, King of the Nerds, the man who should be Superman? I don't know. As I was perusing Twitter today, looking for any kind of gaming news, painted miniatures, anything tabletop gaming related for my channel, I came across this tweet by Discussing Film, where it says Henry Cavill is officially attached to star in and executive produce a live-action Warhammer 40,000 series. Amazon is in final talks to acquire the series. And their source is The Hollywood Reporter. Well, if you don't know, Henry Cavill was recently told that he would not be returning as Superman, and I think that was a pretty sad day for him. I think he really wanted to play it. As you all know, he's a big nerd. He loves all these things. He's a big Warhammer 40,000 fan. He's a big Witcher fan, and he wanted to do right by the properties. And I guess that wasn't happening with Netflix. And so he decided to leave. He was much happier when he found out he would be coming back as Superman until 2 days ago when they told him, no, you're not coming back. So, sad eyes again. But now, with this news, this just might be the pump he needs. He's a big Custodes fan, from what I could tell from the different interviews he's had. And he plays Warhammer 40K. So I think this would be a good fit for him. I think this would be a good thing. Well, let's go check out the Hollywood Reporter story on it here. Headline, Henry Cavill's next play, Warhammer 40,000 series for Amazon. The streaming giant is in the process of closing the rights to the miniature war game. Henry Cavill may not be donning a red cape, but he does have a cool new gig. The actor, who Wednesday officially hung up his Man of Steel cape after Warner Brothers announced it is going in a new Superman direction, thanks to DC studio heads James Gunn and Peter Safran, is attached to star and executive produce a series adaptation of Warhammer 40,000, the popular science fiction fantasy miniature war game that is set up at Amazon. It goes on to say that Amazon is in final talks for the rights to the game, produced by Games Workshop after months of negotiations and fending off rival companies that also sought the rights. They include that no writers or showrunners are attached, although Vertigo Entertainment is attached to also executive produce. The article goes on to talk a little bit about Warhammer. I don't know, based on this, if the author has actually played Warhammer 40,000 or any game associated with Games Workshop, but that's neither here nor there. I don't care. The important part we've already read. So, personally, I think this would be a good thing. I would love to see a Warhammer 40,000 series. Now, it's going to depend a lot about who the showrunners are, if the writer's any good, if the director's any good, and if they honor the source material. Warhammer 40,000, as you know, has very deep and rich and very interesting lore associated with it. And there could be a lot of good things come out of that, as long as they don't screw it up. And since it's Amazon we're talking about, we know they're capable of screwing up deep and rich and interesting lore. So, let's hope that doesn't happen with this. Let me know down in the comments below whether or not you think this will happen, whether or not you think it'll be any good, considering it might be an Amazon property. And if it does come to fruition, what do you think the story should be? Personally, I'd like to see a space folk-based story. Some Grey Knights on an old derelict spaceship fighting Tyranids. That might be cool. In Terminator armor. But I'm fully willing to admit that there's all kinds of cool things they could do with that. So it doesn't have to be that. So let me know what you think down in the comments below. And until we hear any more, remember not to use your command point for a reroll. It never works out.